Okay, hey, this is the next episode in my podcast. And you know what it's called? It's called Fake Celebrity Interviews, Not Real, Didn't Happen, and Other Stuff. So, yeah. So basically, it's a fake interview. A celebrity interview is the main part, but there's 5 sections. So let's get to the first section. The first section, if you know already, I'm going through it again. It's the one joke, one story. So basically, I write jokes and I tell one joke that I've written. Now, it's just a joke. I don't filter it. If it's good, I don't even think it's good sometimes, and I still say it. I still use it. But yeah. And some of them aren't fully formed. I just have an idea and I just kind of work through it. Okay. Oh, and then my one story bit is, well, what I did was a few years back, I did a show at the Toronto Fringe Festival, and it was called Stupid is Good. And so what I did was I wrote down stories of my life, fun facts that I thought were interesting, and commenting on stuff that I thought was interesting. And I put it in a binder. There's a binder here. And I read it out. And I did trivia too, but I'm not adding in the trivia today. So basically that's what I'm using, and I read out one of the stories. Okay, one joke. This is the joke. You know, I'm kind of a cheap guy. You know what I love the best? When a store has a 50% off sale. I do some artwork, and they have canvases on sale for 50% off, and I'm thinking, that's perfect. Then I realize something. They're marking it up more than 50%. They must be, because they're still making a profit, right? Holy smokes. That means they probably profit margin is probably like 80%. So if a canvas costs $100, they're marking up $80, 80%. So the product actually is worth $20. I used to think 50 was great. Now I'm suspicious about that. But that's the way the business works nowadays. In the old days, when I was a kid, 20% was a high markup. 80% now, they're marking up. Okay. That's the joke. It's not really a joke, but that's my joke. I used to anyways. Okay. One story. It's in my book here. I'm on the page. Okay, here we go. One story. I have a great nephew. Smart and kind. We were arguing about if aliens really exist. My nephew believes there are aliens somewhere. I think aliens don't exist. His argument is that there are infinite planets in the universe. There must be aliens. He also says if you divided infinity in half, you would have infinity. My argument was, it is so hard to have the exact conditions to make life that it will never happen elsewhere, I guess. Then I gave him another reason why no aliens exist. It goes like this. Let's say there is a God. God created all life. Doesn't matter the odds of aliens being on a planet. If God doesn't want to create aliens, then no aliens exist. Doesn't matter how many planets there are. Doesn't matter how many planets are suitable for life. My nephew hates sushi. He says he won't eat it. It won't matter. Same thing if God wants or doesn't want aliens. There are no passages, at least I don't think so, in the Holy Bible about aliens. So I guess we're at a stalemate. Maybe there are aliens, maybe not. Okay, that's truly happened. We did talk about the aliens existing, and he believes there are aliens. I'm on the fence about it, really. Maybe they are aliens. It's possible. I'm slightly on the side that there aren't. But anyways, okay. That's the end of that section. Okay, moving on to the next section. Okay, this is the next section. This is the main section. It's the reason I did the podcast in the first place. The fake celebrity interview. I interview, which I don't interview, a celebrity. Yeah, and they answer my questions. They don't answer my questions. Okay, I have something stuck on my teeth. Okay, our fake interview is with Jeff Gordon. Okay, let's get started. Hello, Jeff. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
Please tell my audience who you are for those who don't know.
My name is Jeff Gordon, and I'm a retired NASCAR driver.
You didn't just drive, you won races.
I did well.
I checked in your info on the internet. You are considered the 5th best NASCAR driver of all time.
That sounds nice, but it doesn't mean much.
What are you talking about? As of 2016, you are considered the highest paid NASCAR driver ever. And 18th highest paid athlete of all time, with over $500 million in earning.
Where did all my money go?
What? You're joking, right?
I'm joking. I'm good with money.
How so?
One house, one car, one wife. That's pretty much it.
So you didn't buy stupid shit because you can, you know?
It's not the Christian way.
Oh yeah, I heard about you.
What did you hear? Good things, I hope.
Nothing bad, just I heard that you were super religious.
Do you have a problem with that?
No. Religion can be beneficial and can heal, but it also can hurt.
That's with anything in life. How does religion hurt?
Most religions vilified homosexuality, am I right?
Homosexuality is a sin. To be clear, I have no ill will with homosexuals. Be gay if you want. I won't stop you or harm you, but just remember, they are going against God's will.
But God created the gay. Them gay. Isn't God's plan to have gay people in life?
God created free will. They chose to go against God.
God made them that way.
I don't want to argue with you. Can we please move on?
Religion has destroyed families because a Christian family rejects a homosexual family member. Religion did that, not God.
Let's move on.
I like to put my 2 cents on this. I believe in a God, but not your God or the Jewish God. I believe that God creates and destroys in life in milliseconds. He doesn't care if you believe in him or not.
You're an idiot. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard.
He doesn't listen to prayers. He just creates and destroys life forever. Okay, I'm done with that.
God help you.
I want to say this. I don't usually have athletes on my show, but I was a fan of yours in, I guess, the late 90s.
Thank you.
You want to know the story of how I found you?
We have the time, so fine. Please tell me.
I didn't start watching NASCAR at first. There was a thing called Indy car racing. There were, I think, 2 Canadians racing in that series, so I started watching car racing. Never watched car racing ever in my life up to then. Then I heard about this Canadian that was racing Formula 1. So I started watching both IndyCar and Formula 1 racing. I'm Canadian, by the way.
I figured that out.
So, for the heck of it, I thought I would check out this racing thing called NASCAR. I turned it on and I decided I would just root for the driver that was in the lead at the time. You were in the lead and eventually won the race. The next weekend, I watched you race and you won again. And then the next week I watched and rooted for you and you won again. That's how I became a fan of yours.
I had a lot of fans. I also had a lot of haters.
I heard that too. I was shocked. People booing you when you won like your fifth week in a row. Don't they know how good you are?
Yeah, but They aren't fans of mine. They want their favorite drivers to win, and they hate me for that.
I always admire athletes for winning, and winning in a row. Don't they know it's hard to do? You are special.
Thank you for being a fan. Again, for me to win all the times, the fans of other drivers has to lose all the time.
I know the whole story. I just don't do that to winners.
It's harmless.
So, I was checking out info on you, and I have a problem with you.
I thought you were a fan. What's the problem?
It says you started really young driving quarter midget racing, and then karting racing, then sprint cars, then blah, 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 blah. Your life just seemed all mapped out to you. You just killed every step you took and then killed it at NASCAR. The end. You started as a winner and ended as a winner.
I'm so sorry.
Does anything go wrong in your life?
I got a divorce.
Okay, it's in your info. She sued you.
Yeah, she made all kinds of accusations, all untrue.
What a bitch.
No, she wanted out, with as much money as possible.
You're being too nice. That's what a bitch would do.
It all worked out in the end.
She didn't want kids?
No.
You did?
Yes.
That made a big riff in the marriage.
Definitely.
Maybe she is not a bitch.
I'm over it.
How's your new wife?
She's the real bitch.
Really?
No, I'm joking. I love her from here to heaven.
She gave you 2 children.
I love them even more.
Again, your life has no bumps, except for that divorce.
You're basically right.
That's why you are so boring.
You don't know me well enough to call me boring.
True, sorry. You know what I like about sports as a career choice?
What's that?
It's exciting. Am I right? Right?
You are correct. There's nothing like it.
Maybe when you land a big client in business or you win as a governor, but when you are driving every week, you get the thrill of winning, and the thrill of just competing is exhilarating.
You don't have to tell me. I lived it.
If you worked at, let's say, the Gap, there's no wins. You put in your 8 hours and you go home. No highs, but I guess there's less chance of lows.
That's not a way to live.
Like 80% of people hate their jobs.
That is sad.
They don't do anything about it either, day after day until they die.
In their defense, the world needs those people too.
I guess you're right about that.
Just like there will always be homeless people in the world.
So, what do you do with your money?
Bank it.
That's it?
Spend it on the kids.
Your kids are going to grow up as bratty, privileged kids.
No, you're wrong about that. I assure you that won't happen.
How are you going to do that? Not give them any of your money? Give it all to charity or to your church.
I'm teaching them the Christian ways. They will be honest, humble citizens of the world.
You could be right or totally wrong.
I think you're being too cynical. Not all rich kids are bad kids.
Okay, you started racing at 4 years old. Did you have any other career choices in mind?
I had one other thing I was good at.
What was that? Basketball?
No, I love baking.
Really, baking? You could have been a baker. Cakes or muffins?
Cakes and muffins. I would make muffins every week for the family when I was 13, and I would be the one to bake a cake for all my family's birthdays and on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Did your parents tell you to stick to driving and do the baking on the side?
Yeah, How did you know?
Because your parents knew that being a race car driver would make more money than a pastry chef.
I never thought my parents would do that.
That's what some parents do. It's all right. It all worked out. When you make a large sums of money, did you buy your parents a new house?
Absolutely.
Did you buy them each a new car?
Every 5 years I buy them a new car.
Exactly.
I never knew my parents would do that to me.
You wouldn't be gifting them anything if they encouraged you to become a pastry chef.
I'm kind of upset with my parents now.
They love you. They love the house and the cars too.
I'm going to have to talk to them tonight.
Just remember, they were still looking out for you.
True.
So, what are you working on outside of the racing industry?
I'm investing my money in firefighters.
How so? You have a foundation?
I'm focusing my money on the wildland firefighters.
Okay. How?
I'm starting several training courses to train men and women to fight fires on mountain ranges. I'm also investing in planes and helicopters and training pilots.
What got you passionate about wildland firefighting?
When I was a kid, there was a huge forest fire in our neighborhood. I remember it like it was yesterday. We were trapped by the flames and ultimately rescued by some nice firefighters.
Doesn't the state pay for and run the firefighters?
Yes, but they almost always are short on equipment and firefighters. My equipment and manpower are needed.
I think that's a waste of your money. You will run out of money that way.
Oh, we charge the state for our services.
Really? And they pay?
We have a contract.
I didn't know that was how it worked.
It didn't work that way 10 years ago, but there are way more raging fires these days, and the state can't keep up. So they call on us.
Well, good luck with that. That is noble of you.
Thank you. It's the Christian thing to do.
Don't get me started again.
Ah!
Thank you, Jeff Gordon, for this interview.
You're welcome.
And Jeff.
Yeah?
Don't get too mad at your parents.
Note taken. I won't.
Well, that was interesting. I'm glad that Jeff isn't a Bible thumper. Jeff's a good guy. Yeah. It's a short interview. Well, maybe it wasn't. Felt short. Okay. On to the next section. Okay, this is the next section. And I call it Emails from the Stars. Basically, people send me a text and they ask me to relay their question to a celebrity. And then the celebrity answered me in an email. And then I read it out. I don't read it out. This didn't really happen. But that's the rumor, or that's the way that it works. Okay, let's get started. I do two. One or two. So, Jasper I asks Timothy Chalamet. I don't know if you know who Timothy Chalamet is. He's a young actor. Okay. Jasper asks, there are rumors that you are gay. Are you? Okay, this is what his answer is. I know that people are spreading rumors about me. Am I gay? Am I straight? Or even am I bisexual? Well, I'll tell you now. Keep on guessing, bitches. I love that no one knows. The only thing I hate about it is that I could lose a role because producers or directors won't think I'm manly enough for a part. But, on the other hand, I wouldn't have gotten roles like Call Me By Your Name if I didn't look like the way I do, thin and gay looking. Let's stop defining people. People are just people trying to live life in their own truth. I guess I'm walking a thin line, and I love it. I have no problem with people thinking I'm gay or bi. If you have a problem, then maybe you should look inside your own mind and figure things out correctly. I purposely don't date girls or guys just to keep people guessing. I think it's hilarious. If I come out as gay or bi, don't be a hater. Honestly, I can't go on living this way, so sooner or later I will tell my fans if I'm gay or bi or straight. Until then, keep guessing. I'll tell you this now. I'm definitely not transsexual. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Okay, he didn't answer anything. He's keeping us guessing, I guess. Yeah, who cares? He's just a dude. He's a good actor. Okay, like I said, I do too. Let's see what my second one is. Okay. The next email from the stars. Yuna J asks, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga. What is it like to be loved by gays? Okay, that's her question. Okay, this is the answer. I love it. My best friends are gay. My producers are gay, some of them. I try to work with gays as much as possible. I know everybody knows this, but I'll say it now. I'm not gay. Gays love me, and I love them. I don't even write gay songs. I just wrote some anthems about loving yourself and be true to yourself. It was written for gays that are struggling, but I didn't say anything about it was for gays. What? That makes no sense. It can be for straights too. I don't know, I screwed up writing that. Or Gaga didn't write that right. Maybe the straight person is getting pressure to conform to something not in their soul. Then they must break out. I should marry a gay man. That would be crazy. I don't know how it would work. Maybe he loves me, but he's lusting for men. I would not have sex with him, obviously. He would have to be a certain kind of man. I'm just kidding. For your information, I'm never getting married. It's such a shitty institution. It's outdated. It's just used now to monitor our lives, especially with use of computers and AI. I don't know why the government still bans same-sex marriages. Get with it, US. I love my little monsters. They come to multiple shows. They dress up. They sing along. They know all my songs. When they go to one of my shows, they are free from judgment. They can be their true self, at least for a few hours. They get together. They make new friends or new partners. I'm so glad I did that. I can't wait to see who will take up my mantle after I'm old and tired. Someone will, and I will champion them too. Oh. That section kind of got screwed up here. Let me read it again. I don't even write gay songs. I just wrote some anthems about loving yourself and be true to yourself. It was written for gays that are struggling, but I didn't say anything about it was for gays. But that's weird. Okay, anyways, that's all screwed up. She says it was written for gays, but it wasn't written, but it didn't say that. I don't know. Okay, that's the end of that section. That's all screwy. Let's move to the next section. Okay, this is the next section. It's reading children's books backwards. Basically, what I do is I take a book from the library, a children's book, and I read backwards. I don't read it backwards. I read the last page first and the first page last. Yeah, okay. Basically, everybody, you know what it is, right? Okay, let's get started. There's actually words on the back page, so I'm going to read it. Two may not be a lot of pennies, but it is a lot of smelly skunks. Joey's imagination makes numbers come alive. And there's two dinosaurs, two cowboys, two British soldiers, and a car. And they're driving in the car. Okay, that's the last page. And then it says, and then the last page here it says, and sometimes it's not. And there's like balloons, like hot air balloons, and people watching the hot air balloons. Okay, anyways, okay. Then his mom asked him, so what do you do, Joey? Is 2 a lot? Joey answers, well, sometimes 2 is a lot. Joey was quiet for a long time. There's a dinosaur on top of the car and the mother's driving. There's, I hate to say it, like a Aboriginal person from the north, a First Nations person from the north having ice cream. It's the Queen Mother having ice cream, a dog having ice cream, a child with a dinosaur on the roof of the car. They're all having ice cream. Okay, next page. But 1,000 is a lot of hot air balloons. And there's a picture of all these hot air balloons going up. And the car is stuck. And one of the hot air balloons is taking an ice cream truck, the station wagon with a bunch of people in it. And there's a dinosaur and cowboys. And they're going up in a hot air balloon. Okay, next page. Joey took a deep breath and thought hard, then asked, Mommy, what about 1,000? Is 1,000 a lot? Mommy said, you ask such great questions. I'd say 1,000 is not a lot of grains of sand. Oh, I see. We're going backwards, so it doesn't quite make sense. And then he says, the next page, but 100 is a lot of candles on a cake. And they're showing the Queen Mother holding a cake, and the cowboy is pulling the cake with a rope. He lassoed it. And there's a station wagon. There's 2 skunks. There's a dog, and there's a dinosaur, and the cowboys. And there's a British, those soldiers with the huge hats. Okay, anyway, let's move on. This time, Joey was sure he could stump his mommy. What about 100? Mommy paused for a moment. Then she said, 100 is not a lot of snowflakes. They're in the north with the Inuit people, and they're looking, and there's a snowmobile, and they're in their car, and they have a bunch of different stuff on the car. Okay, let's move on. This is a book about numbers, I guess. What about 50? Asked Joey. Is 50 a lot? That's a hard one, Joey. Let me see. I'd say 50 is not a lot of leaves left on an aspen tree, but it is a lot of letters in a mailbox. So there's a dinosaur. For some reason, they must later or come up. Dinosaur. The cowboys are roping a dinosaur. And there's Santa Claus with a bunch of letters he's holding. And they're in the north, I guess. Okay, next page. What about 10, Mommy? I had a feeling that was coming, said his mommy. I'd say 10 is not a lot of pieces of popcorn. But it is a lot of chomping dinosaurs. Oh, there's all kinds of dinosaurs. And there's cowboy, and they're driving away from these dinosaurs in a station wagon. And there's cowboys. 2 cowboys. They must come up later. Oh, here we go. But 5 is a lot of cowboys on a city street. And there's horses with cowboys. There's 5 of them with ropes. Roping a cow. And they're driving their car through it. Okay. Well, 5 is not a lot of freckles, said Mommy. His mommy said. And they're in the car. What about 5? Asked Joey. The page separate pages. That's why it's backwards. There's 2 skunk, and there's people in the back. Okay, whoa. What about 4? Asked Joey. Is 4 a lot? His mommy smiled. 4 is not a lot of children in a school bus, she answered, but it is a lot of dogs to walk at once. And it shows a guy in a hat walking 4 dogs, and one of the dogs attacking a woman, and one of the dog gets away from the leash and the other are just sitting around. Okay, there we go. But 3 is a lot of broken bones. Oh, it shows a knight, and he has his leg and his 2 arms bandaged up. And there's a princess has wanted new knight in shining armor. Reward. Yeah, I can't read that. It's like 1,000. What is that? A kiss. And they're in the station wagon. Okay. What about 3? Joey asked. Is 3 a lot? Well, Joey, his mommy replied, I'd say 3 is not a lot of books on a shelf. And there's 3 books. They're in like a library. Oh, the librarian's jumping in the car. They're all jumping in the car after they count them. Okay. But 2 is a lot of smelly skunks. There's the skunks that were in earlier. And the skunks are following them in the car. They had to swerve down a different road because they almost hit them. And he goes, one day, Joey had a very important question. Is 2 a lot? He asked his mommy. His mommy thought for a moment. Then she said, well, 2 is not a lot of pennies. She has pennies. This little boy in their car, in the what do you call that? A child's chair, because he's just a little kid. Okay, that's it. Dedications. For Joey, Ben, and all children who ask wonderful questions. AW is the person that gives the dedication. For my Joey, because I love that you want to discover how everything works. Never stop asking. RE. Those are the writers. Yep. Is 2 a lot is the book's called. Written by Annie Watson, AW, and illustrated by Rebecca Evans. And then it shows a picture of the mother and the little boy starting to leave the house and going into their station wagon. Okay, that's the book. Is 2 a lot? And then, yeah. An Adventure with Numbers is what the book is called. Okay. On to the next section. Okay, this is the next and final section. If this section is kind of dumb, so if you don't want to listen to this section, I wouldn't blame you. You can end watching right now. I just added this section because I thought of it. So if I think of it, I'm putting it in. It's called Tik Tok Zero. So basically what I do is I go through TikTok videos and I look for a video that has 0 likes or 0 comments. And then I stop scrolling and I give it a like if it doesn't have any likes, or I give it a comment if there's a comment. If there's no comments, I make up a comment. For the last 4 videos, 3 of them within 5 minutes, I didn't get a video with 0 likes or 0 comments. 3 of them, and 1 I did. So, yeah, I have a bad track record for now. Okay, 5 minutes I take. I put a timer on. Let's start. Okay.
Yeah, you go for it.
Skateboarding.
There's this phenomenon with windshields where the low pressure zone right behind the windshield creates an eddy over the top of it that bashes your head around. Is no good. And the big debate among touring riders is whether to add a foil at the top of your windscreen.
Oh, they're doing some.
Let's go!
Oh, let's go Canada. The Olympics is on. Team Canada commercial. Shaolin. I collect the Shaolin videos.
It's very hard to see where you're standing. Take a step back. Retreat from yourself. Go back into observation mode. Yeah, stay calm.
Okay. A lot of motivation videos because the algorithm, I watch a lot of motivational and advice videos, so the algorithm then sends me all kinds.
Yes. Now, do you believe in your mother and father? No, I know my mother and father. Yeah.
Change the way you look at things. That's your superpower.
Another motivational
They think my
mindset
superpower
video.
is I have to go out there and be in control of all my surroundings. Then I'm on top of the game. But that's exactly.
I wish people would shut up. What do they know? They're just spewing crap.
Starting with a delicious bread that's
Commercial, bread commercial.
So I know that Maria prefers for you to work that list from the top down, but I think we're just gonna do it from the bottom up. There's just
This animation video.
I don't see the point of doing it from the top down. And there's a couple more people, that we want to look out for, starting at the bottom.
My bag won't you?
Oh,
My first boyfriend.
Leah Orleans, aka Star Power. She's doing a little show, the Tiny Girl Big Show.
Have you tried making tornado eggs but failed? Well, this is a simple beginner method
Food
you can
porn.
use at home to make tornado eggs without failing every
Tornado
single
eggs.
time. Just have you tried?
Commercial. Game of Thrones Legends. Oh,
This is the Microlino, and it's
one of the Microlino.
funniest cars I've ever driven. Now, looking at it,
Do you know why you should never eat drumsticks?
Joe Rogan.
The ice cream cones that you buy in the market?
No, but I used to eat those all the time, especially the ones like the peanuts on top of it.
Yeah, so this is crazy. People are finding that the ice cream is not real ice cream. And to prove this, they buy these ice cream cones and then they leave it outside of the freezer for like 24 hours. And after 24 hours, they try to see if it melts or not. Like, look at this video. They left it out for 24 hours and it's not melted. It looks like mashed potatoes, but it's not like liquid ice cream.
Oh. Commercial, CIBC. It's a bank if you don't know. Dumb way to die. They're doing a they're sticking on a Velcro wall.
So do you work with a
Joe
trainer?
Rogan and David Goggins.
everything I do, I've never had training in my entire life.
Really?
Never. Not one time.
Do you read about physiology or exercise science or
Two
anything like that?
comments. Close.
Do you detect a smell of marijuana in the car? Is there marijuana in the car, sir?
Yeah, there's a little bit.
Okay, didn't you buy it here at one of these local shops?
No, I brought it down from Denver.
Oh, you brought the marijuana from Colorado?
Yep.
Okay, sit tight.
Oh. Toyota.
So I have the TTR 90 pulled apart right now. I found out that my starter is actually pretty chewed up, and the starting gear is actually missing 6 keys.
They're
So I
fixing
pulled
up stuff. A motorbike. This guy is a contractor and he's working on something. Is it appropriate? Yes. I gotta do this here. Useful, whatever.
Remember that free advice,
Advice.
no matter from whom it is received, will bear the closest of examination before it is acted upon as safe. And generally speaking,
This old black and white video. 4 minutes is up. Another commercial. Prime Video. Stoicism.
Misconceptions around it for a long time in terms of being detached from emotions, being strong and
Ryan Holiday. Basically, he's the most knowledgeable man about stoicism.
Lowercase doesn't have that little puzzle piece to move.
The biggest advice I could give you right
Oh,
now, the
Anthony
biggest advice
Robbins.
that anybody could give you, and this is not my words, Woody Allen told me this. I said, Woody, what's the secret to success? He said 85 to 90% of life is just showing up. Show up. If you
Show up.
There's a chance something could happen.
Disneyland.
Real self-worth
This guy
comes
giving motion
from doing
advice.
hard things. We keep talking about self-love. We keep talking about loving yourself, believing in yourself. That happens naturally when you go through something difficult.
Dude,
Real
something difficult.
self-worth
Self-worth
comes
from
doing
hard things. From doing hard
Some
things.
people want to be successful. They don't
Jim
need to
Ron.
work on their handshake. As easy as that would be to start on. They let it slide. They don't understand.
Mike Tyson, who so famously said,
Jordan Peterson.
virtual world is that it's made all of you all. Mike Tyson, who so famously said the problem with the virtual world is that it's made all of you all too comfortable with.
Okay, it's been 5 minutes.
Yeah, what's up?
Alert yourself in.
Leave interest in our behind.
Okay, that's it. 5 minutes is up. I didn't catch a video that with 0 likes or 0 comments, so I'm ending it now. Okay, I've struck out a bunch of times now. In the last 4 videos, I guess. Last 5 videos, I've only got 1 comment in. Everything else was taken. Anyways, okay, that's the end of this podcast. I hope you liked it, and I believe this is my last podcast for a little while. Because I hit my target. I wanted to do 20 videos, 20 podcasts. And I'm going to do one more podcast before my 20 podcast celebration, it's going to be called. Then I'm going to stop for a while. Okay. Yeah. Hope you liked it, and I'm signing off. Remember, live your life and see what happens. Okay, later.